Good day, YouTube. Today I want to talk about using the post 9/11 GI Bill either for yourself as a service member or if you've transferred your benefits to your spouse, whether that's your husband or wife, or your children. And here is what I did. When I was a service member, a reservist at the time, I'm active duty right now. The first time I heard about this opportunity, I said, let me look into it, how I can transfer my GI Bill benefits to my family. So that was in 2009, and they said, okay, here's what you have to fill out this paperwork. You're gonna have a 4-year service commitment, and that ended in 2013. So my commitment is over as far as owing any time to the Air Force for using this benefit. I transferred it to my wife, my son and daughter. My wife said, I'll probably never use it, but it was a good thing to do that just in case she changes her mind. She has 1 month. My son used the benefit a few years ago for 3 months, and my daughter is going off to college in just 3 months, and she's 18. So I have a letter here that I'm going to talk about in that process. So once you transfer your benefits, the sooner the better, so you can get that time rolling, those 4-year commitment that you have. I've talked to some of my friends who said they can't transfer it because they didn't have enough retainability, those 4 years to give back to the Air Force. So my daughter and I, a month ago, went to the VA website and we initiated the process for her to use my post 9/11 GI Bill, the time that I transferred to her. The form that we used was the VA form 22-1990. That's the form that we used online with her information, my information, and then we hit submit. About 3 weeks later, we received an envelope in the mail, and it kind of looks like this, a VA, and it said, we accepted or we received your paperwork. We are backtracked right now. Just wanted to acknowledge that we did receive your application. We'll be in contact with you shortly. That was 2 weeks ago. So that was 3 weeks into the process. A few days ago, we received the VA form again, one that was addressed to me directly and one to my daughter. And it's a great form. Here is a copy of the form. What it has is, I'm going to read the one that's written out to my daughter. It says that I transferred 20 months and 8 days of full-time benefits to my daughter for her to use. So going back to my wife, she has 1 month. Most likely in the future, what I'm going to do is transfer that 1 month, because you can transfer back and forth, and give my daughter 21 months and 8 days worth of benefits. If you think of the school year, usually it's 9 months. So that's 2 years and let's say a few months, 4 months, that she'll have benefit. On top of that, that's all for tuition. She will receive the housing allowance. She, meaning I, will receive the housing allowance. And what we did, the first thing that we did even before going to the VA was opening up a checking and savings account for my daughter, because they're going to ask for the routing number when you apply using that form, VA form 22-1990. They're going to ask for a routing number, an account number, and that's what we did. Is we put her account there. My account is tied to hers. In other words, I can see my daughter's information, but she can't see my information. Once that housing allowance comes in, I think the amount could be $1,500 or so. It's at the staff sergeant rate. I'm going to intercept that money, pay for her housing, which is about $1,100 a month just for her housing and meal plan at the university. Anything left over, I'm going to add up over the months, over the 2 years, have a chunk of money set aside as well. If she needs something, her mom and myself will contribute to whatever she may need. So this form here is very important, because the first thing that says is that she has to take this letter to her school. And it says your school must certify your enrollment before you can get paid. Very important. So this form here that she is going to take off to her school, I've already made a copy for myself, so I have a copy of that. But I'm going to contact the school and see if I can scan that and just email that to them. If the answer is yes, great. If not, my daughter's going there in 1 month for a 2-day program. So she's going to be equipped with this paperwork here to initiate that. And let me go back a few years ago. My son used 3 months of my benefits in the past. I went with him to the school, and we took a form just like this. Once the school has this form, based on my experience in the past, they take over everything. They're going to be in contact with the VA. Next thing you know, that housing allowance starts to come in, and that tuition is paid from the VA directly to the school. So that's a good thing. The school rep is going to be very helpful. On a side note, I've contacted my daughter's school twice, and I haven't heard back from them. So that's not a good thing, but we're going to ensure that that's not the pattern that this school has. So that is the example. She has 21 months, 8 days of benefits full-time, which is great. I already have the last year or 1 year of her school set aside in the bank right now. So my goal is to build for that third year. And once she graduates in 4 years, she's not going to have any type of school loans, which is good. That's a benefit that the Air Force or the military in general is a huge benefit that they've provided. I took advantage. I hope this helped. The VA website is very helpful. They are the experts. I'm not. I just shared with you the process that I did since I've had a son who used the benefits for a few months, and my daughter is going to use those benefits right around the corner. As a parent or the ex-service member or service member, you can do this with your spouse or your children as long as you've transferred those benefits to them and have met the 4-year commitment. This also applies to the service member who is getting out and wants to use these benefits as you've earned to go back to school, get that housing allowance, and continue your education. Again, the website for the VA is the true source of answers. I hope it helped. You take care and you have a great day.